gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Real quick, hey, Charger, Dodge Charger. Let's fire this thing up because I don't know. I know a lot of guys are always asking, is 93,000 miles on this? Now, vibration when going up a hill or when driving. Guys, always keep in mind, anytime you get a complaint that's related to, let's say, some type of a load. Think about it. When you're going up a hill, your car, your engine, your transmission is under a slight load, okay? So if you're getting some kind of problems during that time period, you should, that is called being under a load. That is called strain, all right? So if you get a complaint such as have a vibration when driving fast or under going up a hill, let's say, because the customer don't know the term under a load, okay? So you got to dissect their complaint. I dissected the complaint. It shakes real when I make a hard turn or going. I had to pull it out of them. Does it do it when you're going up a hill? Yeah, come to think of it, it do. So I got a sense of what's going on. That's what I mean by getting a real good understanding of the complaint, because that would help you diagnose the car. Now, let's do something right quick. Let's see if I can. Now, my goal is to, number one, first thing I am supposed to do is to duplicate the problem. Okay, I got to duplicate the problem. Before I can, there's no check engine light on, but they say it came on and then it went off. If it's on, it's a code in the memory, guys. So best believe it's probably a code stored. So my job, like I say, my job is to duplicate the problem. Now, before I get on the road and try to duplicate it, let me see if I can duplicate it standing still under a load. I can simulate a load by way of bogging the car down. That's a term mechanics use. We'll put our foot on the brake, put it in gear, and we'll step on the gas. Oh, y'all hold tight. I'm going to try to simulate a load, vibration on the load. Oh, I felt. Ooh. Y'all can't hear it. Yes, that is a vibration, guys. Oh, that is amazing. Matter of fact, when I put it in gear, if you in gear and on the brake and you hit on the gas and your car shake, like tilt, yeah, that's a sign of a motor mount bad too. But yeah, I got a real. Woo. Yes, that is a vibration. I just simulated. Now, one could also assume because of this, look, I smoothed out at idle. Under a load, I'm vibrating. Let's say misfire. One can only assume you have a secondary ignition problem. What I mean by that is things like spark plugs or ignition core. I don't know what engine. Let me see something. This could very well be. This could go either way, guys. V6 Pentastar or 5.7 Hemi. Oh, yeah, it's not a Hemi. Stepping on the gas just revealed that. So it's likely a V6 3.6 Pentastar engine. Now, guys, another thing you're going to need, you're not necessarily going to need, you would need it if you're planning on finding specific problems. But if your goal and plan is to replace all the plugs and all the cores, then yeah, you likely will hit the problem. But where I'm going with this is a decent scan tool. A scan tool that will let you view cylinder misfire. I have such a tool. In fact, we're going to go in the shop and I'm going to load up such a tool and I'm going to try to simulate that again. Don't need test driving this, guys. I still should test drive it, but I want to go inside and fire up my scan tool, and I want to show y'all what I mean by having a decent scan tool that will show you misfire. Each cylinder, this is a V6. There's 6 cylinder. There's a number representing misfire beside each cylinder. I'm going to show y'all, and that will likely put you in the right area on which cylinder you should pay attention to. All right, so without talking too much, which I always tend to do, I apologize, guys. Let's go in the shop, man. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. I'm in the shop. I have my laptop pulled up, and I'm going to use the OBS screen so y'all can see better. Now, let's go over something. Remember, guys, yellow represent fault code. Let's click there and see exactly what the codes are. Fault code, cylinder 4 misfire, P0304. P0300 multiple cylinder misfire. Now let me show y'all what I was talking about as far as trying to, let me go under this certain screen, OBD2 monitors right here. This is the misfire counter. All right, now let me let me put this car, put my foot on the brake, put it in drive. We're gonna simulate a load. Now watch. All right, I'm revving up. Uh-oh, I'm burning out because I'm on a slick floor. Uh-oh, right there, guys. Y'all see that? Cylinder 4. Did y'all see that? Right there. Oh, cylinder 4 is counting big time, guys. Yes, we have a problem in cylinder 4. That's what I mean by a good scan tool that will show you, oh, it's up to 100. So cylinder 4, there's a problem. And that was the fault code too. I'm not sure why the check engine light, I don't know if they pulled a bulb or what, but that is not a good thing to do. All right, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go outside under the hood and take a look at the engine, and then we're going to talk some more outside, guys. All right, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Alrighty, guys. Yes, like I said, the patented 3.6 Pentastar. Now, guys, we have a problem in cylinder 4, right? And as you know, cylinder 4 is likely on bank 2, right? Not likely. It has no choice but to be on bank 2, right? On bank 2, there's 2, 4, and 6, all the even number, which makes this bank 2, guys. Remember I showed y'all how to determine which bank is which. All right, so now, unfortunately, cylinder 4 is under here, guys. So depending on how much work and how much time you have in the diagnostic, we get 1 hour diagnostic checkout time, which means I have an hour to figure out what's wrong with this car. I have exceeded my hour, guys. Not only that, I have a pretty good idea what's wrong with it. I just want to go through the motion with you guys so you would know what direction to take if you have this problem. So let's talk about it for a minute. All right, real quick. I want to talk about it real quick. Now, we just determined that we have a misfire in cylinder 4. We just put the car on the load to simulate that misfire. Simulate is when you try to get it to do it without actually going through the motion that the customer went through to get it to do it. All right, I simulated that. I felt it. In fact, I viewed it on my scan too. Now, because this is a misfire on the load, that makes this 99% secondary ignition problem. Right, so I'm gonna have either a breaking down ignition coil or a spark plug that's filed. Right, now when we sell spark plugs or a tune-up, we don't sell just one plug. So what I'm gonna end up recommending is a 6-cylinder tune-up, as well as the ignition coil on that cylinder, which is 4. All right, you got a secondary and a primary on the ignition system. It's likely not primary. That's almost has no choice but to be secondary. I mean, I'm going to keep it real with you. So I'm going to recommend ignition coil on cylinder 4. Now, I'm really going towards secondary ignition problem because it only happens under the load. If this was a misfire at idle, guys, you would have a whole host of things you need to check. You could have vacuum leaks. You could have an injector. Some people might say, why don't you think the injector causing that? Because I only do it under the load. Injector that's not doing what it's supposed to do will likely affect cause you a misfire at all times, even at idle. Okay, same with I don't know, but spark plugs will do that too, but we have the bulk of the misfire under a load. So I canceled out things like injectors, air leaks, things. I run perfect at idle, guys. This comes with years of experience, so I can't really teach, or I'm having a hard time explaining it, so I will stop before I say something wrong and get called out in the comment section. But now, likely, here's one thing you should do because you don't have the number of decades of experience that I have. If you in this situation, guys, I highly recommend you do this. Let me take this off. If you got an hour, and remember, you got an hour invested in diagnostic. All right, let's just say if you had a misfire in cylinder 3. This is cylinder 3. What I suggest you do, had this misfire been over here, I would have done this and showed you guys. But it's under here, which means I have too much work to do it. If you had a misfire in 3 and everything was doing like we just did, you simulated it now. What I suggest you do is take the coil out of here and put it in here. Move this one over here. Look at your reading again. Do everything we just did in the car as far as verifying the misfire. If you now start your number change to cylinder 1, you know for certain it's an ignition coil. Okay, so yeah, that's how you would do that. Unfortunately, my coil or my problem is on bank 2. All right, so let me go right up. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna write up. I'm gonna write up a tune-up, guys. What they call tune-up nowadays is just merely spark plugs. No, guys. Understand what a tune-up is designed to do. Well, we're trying to help restore peak performance back to this engine when it was new. That's going to be impossible because the engine now has 100,000 miles. Some wear has kicked into the overall engine. I mean, but you can do your part at trying. So I'm going to recommend a tune-up, which is 6 spark plugs. I'm going to recommend that coil, which is in cylinder 4. I'm going to recommend a throttle body clean. I want all this carbon buildup off of this blade. I'm going to recommend an injector flush. The car has 100,000 miles. Yes, more than it's past time to get this stuff done if they never had it done. Now, I want to look down in there. Y'all see that? That is oil, ladies and gentlemen. This looked like the original oil for the adapter housing. Now, be careful going with this scene alone because when you do oil change, you can easily spill that down in there. But mere fact that I see it, you're not going to spill that much to where it'll show up down in the center of the galley. So I suspect this oil for the adapter housing leaking. I'm going to let it up, do some more inspection underneath. This is a 2015. Yeah, I don't see a dipstick tube. It likely has an 8-speed rear-wheel drive transmission. I'm going to recommend a rear-wheel drive 8-speed transmission service. Remember, guys, that's where you drop the pan. You literally replace the pan. That is only because the trans filter is integrated into the pan. I'm going to recommend that. This car is a rear-wheel drive car, right? Which means there's a rear differential, right? Which means there's a service interval for a rear differential. All right. So if they've never had that done, I'm going to recommend that. I'm going to take a look at things like the brakes. I'm doing all this off camera, guys, but I just want to tell y'all what's involved in checking a car out. 100,000 mile car. This is a 100,000 mile car. There's some things that should be done at this time, and I'm going to recommend it, guys. That's all I have on this video. When I get some parts, we'll discuss some more of this. Don't just take this as a 3.6 video. This, what I'm saying, applies to any car, any engine. All right. Yes, we simply do. So I'm just happen to be working on a 3.6 Pentastar. So when I get some parts, I'll open the video up and we'll do another video on part 2. But for now, I'm gonna close this one. That's all I have, guys. Thanks for watching, man. You got any questions, leave them in the comment. But please, already be subscribed. Okay, that helps me knock these comments out real fast. Thanks for watching.